Hello everyone, I'm Ian from Gaming Wildlife, and this is my top 7. So I've seen a lot of people talking online saying how they don't really have time to play video games anymore. I feel like it's more than just we don't have enough time to play video games, is that we're not allocating our resources correctly. So I came up with a 7-step process on how to get older gamers, namely those who are already in full-time jobs, maybe in their 20s and 30s and 40s, back into the world of video games. Number 1, schedule a time for video games. I know this sounds silly, but honestly, as adults, this might just be how we have to do this. One thing that you need is consistency if you want to be able to kind of get back into this. And so what I recommend is set a time aside each week and stick to it. Don't make excuses. If you need to tell your friends, I'm taking some mental health time off for myself, I think that's perfectly fine. Weekly and monthly groups are a great way to help this, because this means that you're now on a schedule with other people who will hold you to that schedule. And this way, hey, you're engaged once again. You're back into the medium that you love. Number 2, watch live streams and Let's Plays. I know it's kind of a weird idea to sit down and watch someone else play a video game, but it can actually be really immersive. This is why a lot of big YouTubers like PewDiePie and Markiplier are such huge names, because it turns out this is actually fun to do. It's why Twitch is such a popular website, because people will just watch someone sit and play Subnautica for 6 hours and all they're doing is building a base. It feels like it's something that you yourself want to do. This is something that a lot of artists have done over time as well, is that they'll watch other people's works to get inspired to do something that they want to do. And that can be true with video games as well. Pick a game that you want to play and then just find someone who did a full walkthrough of it, watch a few episodes, and you might remind yourself why you wanted to play that game in the first place. Number 3, live stream your game. So there's a lot of people like us who will do live streaming to try and help promote their channel or their brand or something along those lines. But there's a good portion of people who will live stream simply because they like the sense of camaraderie that comes when other people watch them play. It also plays into the idea of scheduling, like I said earlier. Now that you've got a weekly allocated amount of time that you're going to sit down and play a game, you can live stream it to help get yourself acquainted with the community of that game. Nobody's going into like a 3 or 4 hour live stream of Roller Coaster Tycoon because they don't like the game. They're going in there because they appreciate it the same way that you do. When you live stream an older game, you'll find people who will come into the chat and go, oh yeah, I remember this game, and they'll come in and they'll have a conversation with you. It's this idea where we are going back into, say, high school or college or something, when we're just out in public sort of doing something. Someone will come up to us and be like, oh hey, is that Pokemon on the Game Boy? Oh sweet, I haven't played that in years. And then all of a sudden you strike up a conversation about it. You get engaged with someone else who likes the same thing that you do. And live streaming helps you get connected to that community, and this way they can transfer their love of their game to you and vice versa. Number 4, Let's Plays. When you live stream, the idea is to sort of sit down for a 3 to 4 hour session that is laid back, relaxing, that isn't necessarily following any kind of guidelines. Now that's if you have 3 to 4 hours to be able to devote to something like this. Let's say, for example, you've only got about an hour a day, or if you've got a weekly amount of time that you can sit down and play, but they're at really weird hours. This is when a Let's Play channel comes in hand, because now you can set a project for yourself. This way you've got an end goal to finish a game, or build a giant castle in Minecraft, or try and complete your Pokedex in Pokemon. Then you can cut it up into bite-sized segments that you can keep up with over time. Number 5, go back to your comfort zone. There are too many video games. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's true. You remember a time in which you got energized by a new Pokemon game, or you were really excited about something from Zelda or Halo, right? Well, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to go back and just play those again. Look, the world sucks right now. We all need something to keep ourselves going through the day, to keep ourselves productive so that we can go to work and do everything that society tells us to do. So a great way to do that is to find time to go back to something that you really enjoyed when you were younger. And sometimes that's your 30th run through of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Sometimes that's a different party than you've ever gone through before in Final Fantasy VII. Or maybe you want to play through Half-Life 1 again and just use the crowbar. You can probably see where my gaming history comes from. Regardless, you don't need a reason to get yourself immersed back into video games. If you want to go back to something that you really enjoyed and you found comfortable, then there's nothing wrong with that. Number 6. Get out of your comfort zone. Or hell, jump headfirst into something that you wouldn't normally like. I remember buying into Madden 2007. Why? Because a friend of mine recommended it to me and he said, oh, it's a bit different than the others. And you know what? I played it for a week. Haven't played it since, but I had fun during that week. If you like fast-paced FPS games but you don't really want to keep up with all of the Call of Duties, Team Fortress 2 is still out there, and there's a huge community that still plays it. Try Rocket League or Screen Cheat. I think it's called Screen Cheat. I'll put up there what the actual game is. If you want something that's more story-driven or slower paced, you could try any of the Phoenix Wright games or Katawa Sujo. Not sure how that's pronounced. You can literally just go to Game Jolt and see what kind of games people are making on there, or just go to Steam's front page and see what's on sale this week. Sometimes diving into an unknown meta is a great way to reinvigorate yourself in video games because you don't know what you're gonna get. Number 7, let yourself go. No, not Frozen, and no, not health-wise. It's more of an idea to just let yourself enjoy gaming again. As adults, we feel like we're wasting time if we're not spending it making money or spending it with our friends or family. We don't seem to appreciate alone time. But the one thing I think that applies best to this is the quote, "Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time." Supposedly that's John Lennon, but there's also like 7 other people that it's been attributed to, so we'll just put all their names up here. Especially now, in the wake of so many horrible things that are going through our news feeds, we need something to keep us going during the day. This is particularly true about why nostalgia is so popular right now. We were essentially fed a lie when we were younger that we will all go out and do something important. And you know what? Some of us won't. But that doesn't mean you can't be productive as an individual, and that doesn't mean you need to shut yourself down. It simply means you need to define what it means to be happy for yourself. To sit down and play a game means that you've got a clearly defined goal and a bunch of checkpoints on how to get there. And strangely enough, this is not how real life works. But when some guy in World of Warcraft tells you, I need 10 boar skins, guess what you can do? You can go kill 10 boars, get 10 skins, go back to him, and he gives you a thing. There was no lie there. He told you exactly what he wanted, you went out and got it, and you feel like you accomplished something. So I say this as a philosophy to sort of end this video. Just let yourself go. Did you spend 10 hours playing Civilization 6? Sweet, that sounds like fun. Did you spend 5 hours building a brand new magic deck? Oh, that sounds cool. Now you have something new to take to your LGS. Are you 2 hours into a sim session and you feel like you're not going to get anything productive done today? That's fine. Are you having fun? Because that's the most important part. It's why we do this, is because we want to have fun. The world will keep spinning. Tomorrow will come. Do not let society tell you how to lead your life, and don't get bogged down by what others think you should be doing. Gaming is a great community to be a part of, and we all need something to get through the day so that tomorrow we can be happier. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Gaming Wildlife. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like below and leave us a comment down below telling us what you've been playing this week and how you stay up to date with video games. If you want to help out the show, go to patreon.com/gamingwildlife and you can make a donation there, and we'll see you next time.